Hello, welcome, thanks for watching. Today I want to talk about where to meet people. Where to meet people. Okay, so you know the saying touch grass? Back in the 1980s, we didn't have any choice but to touch grass if we were ever going to see anybody at all, let alone our friends. There was no such thing as the internet back then, let alone it catching on. It caught on in the later 90s. But today, now that we have internet, you could throw that into the question. Where do you meet people? And especially because things transitioned from touching grass to online only. Everything's digital. If it exists, they want to make. They literally want to make your own body, your arm, your hand, your leg, your own body, digital. They're literally doing that. If it exists, it's digital. So that's especially the question today. Where do you meet people? Because you want to keep in mind your safety. There's other questions as well, like, are you really able to pick up on the other person, things about them that you like, things about them that are red flags? Rather, it's a thing of safety or not, just would this be a good partner, red flag? So there's questions like that. So good question. Where do you meet people? You hear a lot of people say it's best to meet people in person because of the safety concern. So I don't mean like you met them online first and then you met up with them in person. Which, if you do that, you want to meet in a place that's as public as possible. So that's that part of the question. I mean, in this case, I mean like the first place you met them was in person. Let's say you were shopping, then you got in line at the store, and the cashier rang you up. Well, if the person you met was that cashier, well, because you met that cashier in person now, you can talk to them online and agree to, well, where do we meet up for our first date or whatever the case. I mean, like that. Which, there goes the question of, do you meet the person online or in person? And rather, you're going to meet the person in person because you met them in person. You were online, and that's the first place you met them. So that took care of that question anyway. Maybe that's the best way to meet people. We can debate that. Based on opinion, based on observation, based on maybe someone took the statistics on that, and rather that's the best ideal possible. But that could be the best way to do it. You're at the store, you go down the aisle, oh look, that person's already in that aisle, you just start talking. That might be a great place to do it. Now, with the online part, again, better to meet the person in person. But if you're going to meet somebody online, dating sites or whatever, if you're going to later meet them in person, one, you better be sure you're certain of that that's what you want to do. But like I said earlier, you want to meet in the most public place possible. And that I don't mean a park. That I mean like a restaurant, a dare I say, the police station, but not to turn them in for anything. Just that's the safest possible place to meet them. And then you go wherever you're going to go with the person. If it's to a restaurant or whatever. Or if you meet them in the next neighborhood over from where you work or from where you live, and that person never knows you live in the next zip code. You're just thinking it's a random place. You never give any indication. But whatever, if there's a shopping center in that next neighborhood, if there's wherever it is, if you met them at Popeyes or McDonald's or Pizza Hut or something, and it could be in front of the building, and then you go on your date or whatever you're going to do. The most public place possible, and then after that, if you want to go to a park, you can. That way you'll be sure that, one, nothing's going to happen, because if they agree to it, then it's more likely that they're a safe person. But two, if come to find they aren't so safe, you have witnesses, it'll be easier for law enforcement to get there, whatever. But you always want to meet the person you first met online in the most public place possible you can find, if the two of you agree to meet in person. Now there's that. Now the other part is where to meet people to try to find somebody to date. Again, we have dating sites. But like my example earlier, if you like that cashier or the person in that aisle before you got to that aisle, that's a great place to meet people. Should you meet them in clubs? Should you meet them, in the traditional thought of where people meet? Probably not. You probably want to meet them, not necessarily date your coworker, but if you met them at work, if you met them at church, wherever you meet them, if you come to find you like them enough to ask, hey, you want to meet up sometime, go ahead. It's okay to talk to that cashier or that person in the aisle or that person in line at McDonald's, or the person, like, you could talk to the lady across the street, or there's lots of places you can meet people. It is not confined to the traditional place of, just online and that's it, or just at that club and that's it. You could meet somebody anywhere. You're parking your car to go shopping, and as you're getting out to walk into the store, they just walked out the store, finished shopping, and you happen to park next to where they were parked. You didn't even know it till you got out and started walking as they walked up to their car. Go ahead and start talking to that person if you want to. There's lots of places you can meet people to find a partner. It could be in the most casual place. It could be in the most unlikely place. So basically what I'm saying is you open your mind of where you can meet people to broaden your possibility of finding a partner, is what I'm saying. Don't limit yourself to online only. Don't limit yourself to only the people you know. So like let's say either that you know or that your sibling knows, and that's it. Open your mind. There are plenty of places to meet new people. So those are the two answers. One, you want to make sure that it's safe, so online versus in person. But two, wherever you meet them, There are a lot of places to meet somebody rather than just the same usual places people think of. You can meet somebody anywhere. All right, I hope this helps. Hope that was a lot of good ideas. Good luck. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.